Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your January through June 2024 tarot forecast. So the way we do this reading is I will I have two decks. Wow. One deck, welcome to Mercury retrograde. One deck has all the major arcanas and the four aces in it, and we will get an overlying theme January through June. Just to see what's going on there. And then after that, we will get a second deck and clarify each month a little bit further just to give you a better idea of what's going on and what's going to be happening for the first 6 months. Someone asked me why I don't do a year, and I have my reasons, and I've never, I think I offered a year the first year that I did it. And what I found is that the energy shifts after eclipse season a lot. And so sometimes, because when tarot readers are doing readings, we're doing it from where the energy is right now in the present moment. So you can drop a spoon later on today, and that 30 seconds of you picking that spoon up and putting it down on the counter or cleaning it off or whatever you have to do with it can change the entire course of things. And so I don't like to go too far. This is my only predictive reading I offer, and I don't like to go too far into the future because humans are not predictable. Like, we are just not predictable beings. So things can shift at any time and make things different. So let's go ahead and get your reading. Sorry, I just heard the maintenance guy come in and it distracted me. Sorry. So January, we have Justice. February, we have the Ace of Wands. March, we have the shadow side, which is actually the Devil. April, we have the Chariot. May is the Wheel of Fortune. And June is the High Priestess. Okay. So distracted by that. Hold on one second. Just give me a second. Okay, I just needed to get myself centered back to what we were doing here. So we have Justice in January. So the astrology, I'm going to talk about the astrology way more in depth in Patreon, but the astrology, what we have going on here in January is Pluto will be ingressing Aquarius for the second time. So this will be in your second house for Pisces rising. With Pluto ingressing Aquarius for the second time, we'll regress back into Capricorn briefly later this year, and then do it all over again, go back into Aquarius for the last time next year, 2025, right? Not and we'll be there for 19 years until 2043. So what that means is with Pluto and Aquarius, there's going to be a lot of technology changes. There's going to be a lot of humanitarian changes, like all of the things that come along. There's this freedom, right? The last time Pluto was in Aquarius, the revolution happened. The American Revolution happened. And there were a lot of changes. There were a lot of technology changes too that happened during that time. So let's remember that. But it looks like to me that you're moving forward with something this year, or you're like what you're planning on moving forward with something this year. And I'm not sure. I feel like part of it has to do with work. There could be actual physical movement that's happening, or you could just be planning that physical movement for some of you. But this could also just be moving forward on your journey and doing something where you could be like learning something new, or just moving on to the next part of your journey. In January, I feel like there's some kind of balance that's needed with Justice. There's also, I feel like there's this like righteous indignation coming out of this card for some reason. I feel like you're kind of angry about some things, and I feel like you just desire balance in your life so much. And I want to tell you, it's interesting, there's a fire sign out here. So some of you may have fire in your chart, or this could be someone else. But I have the Queen of Wands, I have the Hanged Man, and I have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like something needs to be balanced with you, because I do feel like this is your energy, Pisces, with the Queen of Wands, especially because the Hanged Man is here. There's a need for looking at things in a different perspective. With the Hanged Man, it's a pause. And in most of the decks, you see the Hanged Man sort of upside down, but he's just suspended in some way, animated, right? Animated suspension. And some of it might be that you're just having to be patient for money. Like there could be, with this Ace of Pentacles, there could be like either money coming in, there could be a new job that's coming in, a new opportunity. I'm going to veer on the side of maybe even a new job coming in, because I feel like being honest with yourself about what it is that you actually want can bring more balance into your life. And I think those things of being honest with yourself is money and relationships. So we have the Page of Swords with the Queen of Wands. If you're dealing with a fire sign, you also need to be honest with them. I feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had. I feel like you need to talk to a fire sign. And that could be because you're feeling left out in the relationship in some way. The Two of Cups with the Hanged Man. Or like nothing's happening. That's what it feels like. It feels like nothing is happening in your relationship. And it could even be that just nothing is happening with any relationships. And maybe that was because of a fire sign from the past. And the other one is the Page of Cups came out on the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Cups is like the desire and the need. I want, I need, I desire. And that Ace of Pentacles is like the money part. I desire the money. I need the money. I want the money. But it's also here with the relationship stuff as well. So I think that January is about you getting honest about what you want to see this year. Like, what are my goals? What is it that I really want to do? And I think that this is a paused, reflective time for you. And whether that means you're in a relationship and you have to reflect on whether you want to still be in it, whether you're not in a relationship and you want to reflect on the kind that you want to have. But I think that January has to be reflective for you so that you can feel good about moving forward. There's an opportunity coming in February with the Ace of Wands. This is like a passionate new opportunity. It could be a relationship. There's Libra energy here too. So let's see. I feel like you have a decision to make. I feel like an opportunity shows up for you and you have a decision to make. I think for a lot of you guys, wow, the Hanged Man came out again. I think for a lot of you guys, this is about work, or this is about like, what do I want to do with my life? What kind of career do I want to have? And I think an opportunity shows up in February. We have Justice, we have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Hanged Man. For some of you, you work for a lawyer, I'm hearing, or you've been going to law school or something. You're paralegal or something that has to do with law, and you're getting an opportunity in that. For some of you, the not knowing what you want to do is actually creating this stagnancy and this pause. And when this opportunity shows up for you, I think that's where this Knight of Wands comes in, and you're like, I don't know what direction is. I don't know what to do. But for some, there's like you're dealing with the law too. Legal things could very well be. Man, oh, there we go. The Lovers on Justice. There's a lot of balance coming here. I think that there's a big theme for you guys, Pisces, this year, balance, and really being introspective about your life. Because the more introspective you get about your life, the more clarity you're going to be able to find on the outside and the things that you're doing on the outside. The Lovers could also be that for some of you, there's either a separation or a coming together. You're meeting someone new. But also you could be meeting, just finding this wholeness. The Lovers often times for me is about finding that wholeness within you with all of those, the balancing of energies. There's so much about balance here for you. Three of Cups on the Knight of Wands. I think you're unsure about some of the people in your life. And I think that there have been some situations that have come up recently that have shown you that. And I think that, some of you are wanting to unite with someone and come together with someone. And that's really like a dream. Like, I feel like it's almost like a fantasy or dream for you. And you're trying to figure out when you're going to get an opportunity to be able to do that. With the Emperor and the Nine of Cups and the Hanged Man, I feel like I don't want you to try and force it. I feel like there's the trying to force something to happen with the Emperor. Because the Emperor and the Nine of Cups is like, I really, really, really want this thing that I'm trying to manifest, this, because the Nine of Cups is the wish card. And it's like, so you need to allow yourself, and I think the reason why you want to try and control the way it's going to look is because you feel so incredibly stagnant right now. Fair. It's totally a fair feeling, right? And if this doesn't have to do with a relationship, it feels like there is an opportunity to come together with some people in February. Now, Chiron's going to be conjunct the North Node the entire month of February, damn near the entire month of February, and maybe even into March a little bit. And so it's going to be a really healing time for everyone, not just Aries, not just you guys, but everyone. And for you guys, in a lot of ways, it's for your money stuff, right? Like that's going to be a big thing, healing with, finances and work and love and, just feeling safe in your environment too. So we have the shadow side, which is the Devil in March. So there really feels like there's some kind of lesson. This feels so work related. I feel like some of you are trying to decide what you want to do when it comes to your career and when it comes to relationships for 6 months. Those two things are super, super present in your reading. Six of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. So with the Six of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, I literally heard in my head, I'm finally being recognized. Now I have to choose. That's what these two cards felt like. Like I'm finally being seen, and now I have to choose what I'm going to do. And I'm not sure exactly what that means for someone, but this does feel like there's something big that you're getting recognition for. Like, in some ways, this might be someone else recognizing you, but also this could be like a group of people recognizing you. Two of Pentacles, Four of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. I think right now you need to decide what it is that you want to see for your future. And I think getting yourself centered in that is really, the biggest the biggest crossing you have to do right now. Like, you have to cross that bridge, you have to just get over, like, first figure out what, because I feel like the 10 of Pentacles looks different. And that's why that 4 of Cups is there, is you got to figure it out now. Right. And I do feel like there's this choice of, and this is a lesson for you to learn too, is to make choices for yourself that are for you, that are centered for you, for your best and highest good for the future, not necessarily because everybody else wants you to do, because it looks good, because it's got a lot of money, because it's this, because it's that. But it does feel like you're getting some kind of recognition for, and I even want to say for a job well done, right? You're getting recognition from the King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be a man, could be a woman also. So this could be like a boss or a friend or a family member or somebody, recognizing you for, oh my gosh, this is you. I really said that, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, and it's really you. It's actually you. This could be really you recognizing yourself. It could really be just you recognizing yourself. And that's when I feel like the moment that you do be like, oh, wow, show up for yourself. The Ace of Swords with the 2 of Pentacles. I think you're able to make the decision. The moment that you recognize that you're showing up for yourself, I feel like you're able to make the decision because you have the answer. You know what you want. 9 of Pentacles on the 4 of Cups, and really that's true. Like, how am I making my own abundance? How am I making my own stability? In a big way, right? So really figuring that out. And then we have the Magician with the 10 of Pentacles. So manifesting that future. And it's changed. It doesn't look the same as it did before. And so I think you just needed to be able to recognize yourself and show up for yourself. And once you were able to do that, and that's a big lesson for you, Pisces, to not get to not allow yourself to get enmeshed with everybody else's emotions and everybody else's feelings all the time. Like, really making sure that you're creating the room for your own emotions and your own self. There's some movement that's happening in April for you. So April is eclipse season. And with this Chariot, it feels like there's either some movement forward on your journey, or there's going to be some movement, like either physical, that's what I was trying to say. There you are again. And having faith with yourself. I feel like you're just arguing with yourself at this point, honestly. Queen of Cups. I think we all do that. The Fool and the 5 of Wands. And the Queen of Cups is you. The Fool is really about having faith to take that leap. Taking the leap of faith. And the 5 of Wands is the petty arguing. And like, whether you're petty arguing with yourself or whether you're petty arguing with other people, it doesn't really matter at this point. Just don't do it. Like, stop arguing, stop fighting. Every single time you fight about something, or you argue about something, or you challenge yourself or someone else about something, you're creating resistance. And I'm not saying to not stand up for yourself. If someone does something to you, you have to stand up for yourself. That's not creating resistance. I just mean when you're ready and it's time for you to do something and you're just like, oh, I don't want to do it. I have my reasons. The second guessing, right? The second guessing on yourself, because whatever's happening in April is part of your journey. It is part of one of your soul lessons. It's part of the direction your life is taking you. We have the Star on the Queen of Cups. So whatever's happening, it's allowing you open energy. It's allowing you to see a different future for yourself, but you don't believe it. 5 of Swords on the Fool. And this is what I mean. If you're not showing up for yourself, you're not going to be able to believe the journey and what's happening to you. You won't believe the miracles. You won't believe the happily ever afters. You won't believe any of that. Any of those things, right? And then we have the Page of Wands on the Five of Wands. So if you get into arguments with people, this is a great time to practice emotional maturity and listening. So whatever the fighting or the arguing or whatever that's happening, whether it's between you or whether it's with you and someone else, whether you're arguing with yourself or whether you're arguing with someone else, I feel like you really need to pay attention to what's being said. What are you arguing with yourself about anyways? Because the Page of Wands is the messenger, so he's trying to tell you something. So then we have the Wheel of Fortune for May. And with the Wheel of Fortune, that means there's a positive shift coming. And I feel like with the Chariot in April, if you can allow yourself to believe and trust that things are shifting in a positive way and a positive momentum, anything is possible. That Wheel of Fortune came out again. Some things definitely shifting in May, and it could have to do with an air sign or a Scorpio. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Could also be an authority figure. I'm hearing like a boss or something. The King of Swords and then the Death card. And I think that this shift is happening and it's creating an ending, actually. I feel like this positive shift is actually creating an ending, which is creating space in your life to make things happen. And so I feel like it's an ending and then it could even show you a beginning too. This is a Gemini that we're dealing with. I don't know that it has anything to do with a relationship. I just think it has to be a Gemini energy. We have the Emperor with the Wheel of Fortune, which is May, right? This is during Gemini season. This is when this shift is going to happen in the second part of May during Gemini season. And don't try and control the way the shift is happening, like the things that are the way the wheel is turning. Divine timing is one thing, right? But trying to control the way that divine timing is going to look is really going to pull you in the opposite direction. You know, so don't try and control the way that that thing is shifting. The Lovers on the King of Swords. Now, yes, you might meet someone, you might meet an air sign. Absolutely, that's possibility for sure. I'm not going to take that away from anyone. That could be a thing, but you also don't want to control that either. But this could also be a Gemini energy, or during Gemini season is when this shift is going to happen. Now, the Seven of Wands with the Death card is saying that when things are transitioning and things are transmuting and there's the death and rebirth cycle happening, the thing is ending and there's a subsequent new beginning happening, protect yourself. Make sure that you have boundaries around yourself. The biggest lesson that a Pisces has in a lifetime is to create boundaries for themselves so that they are not meshing their energy with every single other person's energy that's around them. And that is centering into your own, waking up in your own energy and centering in your own energy and being honest with yourself. If you are grieving about things, let that happen so that you're not holding on to it anymore and creating more chaos inside. Boundaries for self is a really big thing. So whatever this shift is happening here, when it starts to get a little bit crazy, when you have boundaries for yourself, it'll be easier. Trust, it'll be easier. And then in June, we have the High Priestess, which is your energy. So feeling like yourself in June. The high priestess sees things, feels things, knows things. She doesn't really need to, she feels like she doesn't need to ask anybody, but sometimes the high priestess isn't feeling herself. She does. Wow. Okay. So I do feel like you're feeling a little low on funds in June. You're not really feeling very good about things. That Five of Pentacles is a lack mentality, just like all the fives. But the Five of Pentacles kind of also feels like you're left out. But we also have the Page of Pentacles and we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I sort of feel like you're on a new journey to get, like, I almost want to say that you might have even started a new job, and that's kind of making the money be a little bit tight right now. Like the monetary stuff is a little bit tight in June because you did start a new job or, something like that. But it does, and so it's hard to enjoy stuff like that, right? It's really hard to enjoy stuff when you're having to be patient. Even you just started something new and it's, you're hoping for it all to go well. But you've got to have faith in this next part. We got so many good cards here. The Fool with the Five of Pentacles. So you've got to be able to take this leap of faith for yourself for the next part of your journey. There's a I understand not really feeling very good about yourself, but why? Why are you letting the things in the outside world tell you how to feel about yourself, like the money and the people and the situations? And are you letting all of that, tell you how to feel right now? Or are you allowing yourself to feel good and then projecting that into the world? That's the big leap of faith. Five of Cups on the Page of Pentacles. There's grief that needs to happen sometimes in order for you to move to the next level of existence and life and doing, just, being able to move on. There's a certain level of grief that we all sort of have to take on. And that's just real. That's just real, like it's not, no one's trying to take any of that away, right? That's just real. Seven of Pentacles with the High Priestess on the Ace of Pentacles. So that this is the beginning of something new for you and something big for you, and you can feel it. And you've planted the seeds and you have created the path, and you now have to remember to feel it, feel the goodness of it, and feel all of that joy that's coming out of it so that you can also enjoy it for yourself. So I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful January through June. And thanks for hanging out with me and all the support. Get your Love Equals Freedom sweatshirt on the Wildlife Paradise Foundation. And the mugs, we've got new mugs up there too. So take care. Bye, guys.